Alright, welcome back everyone, it's your Code King Zaf here. Let's jump in to cover this week's Guild Boss Guide for Yang Queen, running our Fire and Wind teams. The Fire team is one of the most annoying out there, but I'll show you the easiest build to at least get a pretty decent rage count. I know a lot of players out there do not enjoy this team, so let's jump in. I'll show you the stats, the build, and some tips to make sure you get a solid rage count, of course. But don't forget the free supporter codes are expiring in 2 days, so jump in to use them. We have 1,000 stones and a manpower extract that you can get right now by jumping in and sporting. The codes will be sent to you a few hours after you sport, so go to the link down below in the comment section, press that juicy red supporter button, then you wait a few hours and you go to the My page on the website to the top right. The codes will be sent to the My coupon history under receipt benefits, so do enjoy. We have 2 codes right now with a bunch more coming out, and a shout out to Shira, the first commenter on our last juicy video. Alright, so let's jump in and cover everyone's least favorite team when it comes to the Guild Boss, the Fire team. Drop a like if you agree, because this team just is awful to run. Let me show you JINWOO's stats, because we do have a DPS loadout for him. His stats are important. You want to have between 150 all the way to 220 intelligence. It's up to you. It's based on preference. Do you want more cooldown coming in, or do you prefer the damage when it comes to strength stat? It's up to you. But here are stats as well. We have a lot of damage increase coming in, a lot of crit rate. I found that going up to 10,000 was very helpful, so make sure you have a lot of bonus crit coming in, because the boss has some crit resistance on them, so you do want that crit rate juicing us up. We have close to 200% crit damage as well, of course. We do want to reach that 200 to 205 mark. And when it comes to attack, obviously, a lot of attack is needed to maximize on our stats. For your artifacts, you do have 2 options. You can go 2-piece Infamy, 2-piece Curse, and 4-piece Expert. You can go 4-piece Infamy or 4-piece Curse if you want, depending on your sets. I would try out all of them and see how much that could get, your damage increase, etc. Optimize your sets, because that's one of the most important parts. But I found when it came to raw damage, 2-piece Infamy, 2-piece Curse worked out the best, boosting my damage by a ton. Now, when it comes to our hunter, it's very simple. On Kane, I do have an 8-piece Infamy set on her, just because the mana regeneration is so nice. I do want to say, though, you can alternate between 2 sets. That is the 2-piece Curse, 2-piece One Hit Kill, and 4-piece Extra set. I don't recommend it just because it's hard to manage your power. You do want Connie of the most power on your team. That we get the Angel in-wipe bonus, so important. You want this bonus applied to her for the 8% damage increase, which is a must. But here are the sets as well. When it comes to Choi and also Yu So-hyun, you can swap their sets out for each other's. So you can run the Angel White set on Choi and put Curse on her instead, depending on which one deals the most damage for you. I would try both to see which one works best, but they both work out fine, dealing around the same damage for me, so I didn't bother swapping them out too much. For Libor, we do want the Chaotic Wish set on her to get the buffs rolling in, and also the survivability. When it comes to the H region is honestly a must, ensuring our hunters do not die, because on Team B, they die so easily for whatever reason. Very annoying. When it comes to our skills, just copy these right here. We do want Overshadow just for more damage, but if you find your positioning does lack, you can run Ice Strike instead. It's up to you. And when it comes to our second QT, Surprise Attack is a way to go to get the 20% damage increase coming in. You do have to time it. You have an 8-second window to break the target to get the bonus damage increase applied, which is very good, trust me. And our Blessing Stones is very simple. We have all these coming in: Reawakening, Boss Slayer, Sharp Perception, Bloodlust, to maximize on our damage. But I do recommend running these 3 right here. When it comes to your Blessing Stones, you want Life, you want Aggressive Defense to always proc, yes you guessed it, the Guardian set. And also when it comes to Candy Hour's Blessing, you do want it to boost your HP to ensure the Ant Queen does target you more often than not. The higher HP, the greater chance she'll target you, so that's a quick tip I mentioned in our previous videos, but make sure you use it. That way the battles and your shadow subs come off much easier. And of course, when it comes to cores, just copy these ones right here. On JINWOO, these ones matter. On Connie, often matter. On Gina, these 2 are good. On Nestle, these 2 are good. And when it comes to Choi and Yu So-hyun, these 2 to make sure their mana doesn't run out. These ones give a bonus attack, but the rest don't really matter, so just copy those and you'll be good to go. Generally, for most hunters, the middle core doesn't matter. You want to focus on the stats. That's the best thing in question to make sure you get the bonus damage coming in. And let me just show you the win team build very quickly, that way you can just copy it. I recommend watching our previous video, because I'm not going to give you an in-depth guide, because I already covered it before. So these are the artifact sets right here, very simple. These are the Blessing Stones and Runes right there. Just copy those, simple. And the cores as well. The middle core doesn't matter for most hunters, but you do want them to have the right stats. I use Godos in and out for other hunters. The same goes for Chom. You generally want to have all these cores right here for the win team. You want these same ones when it comes to Mirai. And let me just show you Thomas Andre if you want to run him, because his cores do matter right here. You want these two cores right here on our boy, and the middle core giving us bonus shields because it does help him out. And when it comes to artifact sets, just run the Iron Wool and Obsidian sets, which I'm using on JINWOO right now for the bonus damage, which I found was the best damage source. But if you have a really good Infamy set, you can run it on JINWOO, of course. And here are the fire team stats. I want to mention you do want to make sure that Connie has the most crit on your team. That way Essel's weapon bonus does apply to her. Otherwise, you're missing out on the bonus attack, which will suck. It'll nerf your damage, so please make sure she has the most crit on the team. Here is Essel's stats as well, just making sure I don't have too much crit rate on her, otherwise no weapon passive applied. Here is Gina as well, again making sure that crit rate isn't too high. I can lower our crit damage just a little bit and put into damage increase, but honestly, they don't deal too much damage, and it's a fire run, so I didn't bother too much. Absolutely hate the fire team. Libor's stats don't matter too much, but when it comes to Choi and Yuso Hyun, here are their stats. You can see right here, we have a lot of attack on Choi, a lot of damage increase, because he cannot crit, so these two stats here are just useless. A little bit of mana consumption reduction does go a long way on him, so keep that in mind. The same goes for Yuso Hyun. We want some mana on her because her damage is alright, but a lot of mana does help. So in my case, I could boost her mana consumption by a little bit. We used Yuso Hyun and Choi to make sure their passives do apply to maximize the damage when it comes to Kane and JINWOO, of course. Now let me just quickly show you how the battle does run through. You want to make sure you get the passives applied when it comes to your skills on JINWOO. That way you maximize your damage, obviously. So you want to dash right here, get Shout Step off, but you always want to use Dagger Toss as much as possible. That's the first skill you want to use every single time, regardless of your rotation. Always spam it to get the bonus damage coming in. It has a very low cooldown, and the animation is quick, so just spam it every single time it's up. Then you want to use Shout Step right here, then fan at a Fire Demon. Then you want to charge up your Phoenix Soul. That way before you use Sonic Stream, the core attacks are up for the passive, and you get the bonus core attack damage coming in. The core attack passive bonus on Sonic Stream does run out very quick, so you want to use Phoenix Soul first, then use a skill, then use a core attack swatch. I'll use it right here. I use Phoenix Soul in just a second. I charge up the passive, then I use Sonic Stream, then the core attacks will come out. Watch very carefully. The core attacks of the bonus damage come in beautiful, and make sure always use Dagger Toss between every single skill, every single core attack, every single chance you get. Spam it non-stop, that's the way to go. When it comes to our hunters as well, I do have ultimates off because I timed the ultimates, especially when it comes to Essel and our girl Kane. I only use Kane's ultimates when it comes to mobbing phase, and Essel's when the bonus stacks come in. When she reaches 15 stacks, I generally use it, but sometimes, listen, I'm human, I forget myself, so make sure you use it when you see the 15 number up top here. In my case, I don't use it, so I don't get the 5 stacks coming off, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. When it comes to Gina though, use her every single time the passive's off, and then you can just spam right here, get your skills off, and get ready for the end phases coming up, which is one of the most annoying phases in the game. The win team and wire team have it so easy, and there we go, more stacks coming on us. So these stacks are so overpowered on her, giving us the bonus damage we want. And here we go, around the 229 mark is when the ants come out. That's around when I try to use Kane's ultimate to make sure she clears all the mobs. So watch, I use it right here. It's charging up right now. The animation cast is very long, so she should use it right around now. So she uses it. The mobs should clear more or less. You want to use Dagger Toss right there, and your ultimate right here. For some reason, I don't use it right away. You should use it as soon as possible to clear the mobs very fast. You should clear the mobs around the 2-minute 19-second mark. That way the end comes up as fast as possible. If you're very fast, so around 2:22 is possible quite often, as long as you focus. But the fire team just burns us out, so don't worry. So 2:21 is when the ant comes back up, the queen herself comes back up, and boom, found a fire demon. You can use Gina's ultimate right here. Just use it whenever it's up. The timing doesn't matter too much, so I spam it whenever it's up. That comes out, and I use a shadow slip again here, and then the dagger toss, same rotation as before. Phoenix Soul comes out, and then the Sonic Stream skill. I do want to mention though, when it comes to your surprise attack, you want to use it around the 2-minute mark, so you have enough time to break the target. The same goes for the fan of the fire demon. Otherwise, your damage will not apply correctly, missing out on the 20% damage increase, which is huge. So watch very carefully. Again, just rotating here, and if you find that you don't have any skills up, just spam your auto attacks. Get the expert stacks off. For the bonus attack, you want to stack it up as much as possible. In my case, I do use Shout Step twice here before the break state. I find it's a bit easier to manage your skills overall and the rotation. So watch, I use surprise attack right here, boom, and then Phantom Fire Demon, I saved it, comes out for the break, you have to use it, and boom, the break is applied, and here comes, yes you guessed, it's on extreme, though the Phoenix Soul timing could have been much better, because, well, honestly, the time for this run is the most annoying out there, so I could have gotten a bit more damage coming in, so keep that in mind, learn from my mistakes, of course. So Phoenix Soul is back up, we want to use them, and use our skills when we can, spam our autos, or we can time it, it's up to you. I want to wait for the Phantom Fire Demon to come out, and then use it to get the bonus applied, but not all runs can be perfect. This run is very annoying. After you break set, you do want to get around the 11 billion to 12 billion damage mark. 10 to 12 is honestly fine. I find even if your run isn't perfect, you'll still get around that mark, so don't worry too much. It is the last phase that's the most important. That's where all your damage will come rolling in. So in this case, we got around 9.7 billion, which is the lower end of what we usually get, which is fine, not a big deal. So when it comes to this end phase, you can do a lot of things. When it comes to using Phoenix Soul, your ultimate, even the Phantom Fire Demon, and Dagger Toss, you have a lot of options when it comes to your skills. Yuso Hyun always ruins it for me, so annoying, I hate using her. On this team, she makes it so hard to do, but it is what it is, we're stuck with her. Her passive is useful, so we have to use her. So the ultimate comes out, and I want to mention, I use Connie's ultimate for the mobbing phase, so that side is already coming here, because Connie's ultimate just wipes the mob right away. She is very good for that purpose, so manual ultis is the way to go, at least I find. So the mobs are cleared around the 114 mark, which is a bit slow, but still, it worked out in our case. You want the Phantom Fire Demon up here. I use it, which I do regret. You want that passive coming in. But this run, honestly, the damage on Jinwoo was so nice, so I kept it going. The damage is going to come in clutch because, of course, we stack our passives. Very important. So Dagger Toss anytime we have it up. And you want to make sure you time your, of course, Phantom Fire Demon for the break coming in right about now. So surprise attack comes out, and I'm getting ready to use it. I'm hovering over the fan right here. There we go. The ant is about to go into break state, and I charge with the core attack, and boom. Phantom Fire Demon, breaks come out, and that is what we want to see. The 22% bonus damage increase right there. You always want to see this right here when it comes to surprise attack, otherwise it was not applied. So you want to make sure you see that pop-up coming up, otherwise just reset the run, not worth it. So Shadow up right here. Then of course we use, yes you guessed it, the Sonic Stream skill after it, and the Dagger Toss whenever it is up. Very important. Use all those skills coming out, and then the core attacks on the Phoenix Soul, boom, stacking up the damage. Oh, I love to see it. And do not use Esso's ultimate or Kanye's as well. Their damage on the ultimates are just so weak, and it makes it so they lose damage because they're not using their skills. Very important. But there we go, that's the run. Let me show you the full battle without any commentary. That we know exactly what to do. But of course, as a reminder, don't forget to jump in and support us if you want a bunch of free codes sent directly to you. They'll be sent a few hours after you support through my page, all the way down below to receive benefits where you can find them, to get benefits like Essence Zones, Mana Extracts, and more. On that note, this is your Code King Zaf signing out. I'll catch you in the next juicy video, of course.
ass flex, so arm out. Let's bracelet, bringing the tongue out. Just take big ass flex, so arm out. Let's bracelet, bringing the tongue out. Just take big ass flex, so arm out. Let's bracelet, bringing the tongue out. Just take big ass flex, so arm out.